Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing some palettes with you guys that I love the packaging of, like the cover of the palette. Just fell in love with the packaging. I have never picked up a palette just based on packaging alone, ever. I have to love the color story. But sometimes with certain palettes, the packaging is equally as gorgeous as what's on the inside of the palette too. Sometimes you can judge a palette by its cover. Sometimes you can't. But all of the palettes I'm going to show you in today's video, I love the packaging. I love the color stories. Just amazing palettes. And you guys, if you have seen my palette collection videos, you've already seen all these palettes. And I've talked about several of these palettes in other videos. But I love to talk about makeup. I will talk about makeup to anyone, any day of the week, any time of the day. It doesn't matter. If you want to talk to me about makeup, I'm going to sit my butt down and we're going to have a nice long chat about it. I'm going to really try hard not to go on and on about the color stories because today's video is just purely about the packaging, but I will show you the inside of the palettes as well. I honestly didn't even count how many palettes I have sitting here in this stack. And I didn't rank these either. I was going to rank them and I thought, are you kidding? We'd be here for 15 days. Well, I'd be here for 15 days trying to rank. I wouldn't have filmed that process. You guys would have been like, I'm unsubscribing. I don't ever want to see your face again. I'm out of here. So I figured I'd leave that process out of this. So they're not ranked. I'm just going to show them to you, show you how wonderful the front of the palette is, the packaging, show you the color story briefly, and then we'll move on to the next palette. So let me start off with the palette that I do have on my eyelids today. So the eye look that I have on my eyelids today came from this palette right here. This is the Unearthly Cosmetics Strawberry Milkshake palette. And at the time that this palette was released, this brand was known as Alien Cosmetics. And I just love the artwork here. Isn't that amazing? So unique, so beautiful, so eye-catching, very captivating. And I got this palette from Steph, my best friend, for my birthday a couple of years ago. And I just recently used this for the first time on my channel. I did a collab video with Marina, Make by Marina. And anyone that has a channel, of course, I'll link them in my description box. But I couldn't believe it took me so long to finally use this because now I'm madly in love with this palette. I'm madly in love with this brand. I definitely want to try more. I want to get the So Jelly palette. It's gorgeous, but I'm going on a no buy here pretty soon. So if I'm going to do that, I better hurry up. But isn't that just a beautiful, unique color story? Love it. And the packaging, I mean, all of Unearthly Cosmetics artwork on the front of their palettes, just incredible. I highly recommend this brand. Really awesome US indie brand. Amazing. The next two palettes I'm going to show you came in a collection from Glamlight. And this is the Scooby-Doo Creeps and Crawls palette. Look how cute that is. Shaggy on the front, totally freaking out. Bats. I love it. I love the coloring. I love the Scooby-Doo font. So cool. And this is such a beautiful color story. Beautiful. This palette is amazing. And then we have this little witchy poo right here. I have always loved Scooby-Doo. And I can remember as a kid, I would pretend to be sick so that I could watch the whole episode because I got out of school at 2:15. I think Scooby-Doo started at 2:30 and I'd have to walk home from school. I would race home from school to watch Scooby-Doo, but I'd only get like the last 15 minutes. So there was a couple times I faked being sick so I could watch the whole thing. And this is the other one. This is the Rut-Row Raggy palette. Super cute. Scooby is on the front of that one. Love it. Love the artwork. So awesome to have a Scooby-Doo, two Scooby-Doo palettes in my collection. And look at the color story. Beautiful. Really fun. Let me grab the other one and we'll look at the differences in the color story. We have more of like the cool tone over here. And then we've got, it's kind of cool tone, but some warmth too. Just really fun color stories and just great packaging. And they did release a large Scooby-Doo palette that's gorgeous. And I'm like, do I need to get that? I really want to get it, but I'm trying to control myself. Now I have two more from Glamlight that I'm showing you. This is the Michaela 1 palette. And look at how cool this packaging is with the glitter in the front of it. It's kind of silvery multicolored glitter. And I know my lighting, because I have a ring light right there, kind of makes the front of the palette look a little strange, but beautiful color story, a lot of fun, beautiful options in here. Really like the Glamlight formula of the mattes and the shimmers all together. It's just amazing. Really fun palette. I've used this before on my channel. Just really fun. And I haven't used that in a while. I need to get it out. And then I also have the Michaela 2. And this one has the goldy sparklies on the front of it. And of course, my ring light makes it look all funky. And I haven't used this yet on my channel. I'm going to soon. That's coming, I promise. but look at how beautiful. And the green shades in here had me at hello. Love, 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 love. Beautiful. One more from Glamlight. Yes, I do. This is the Glamlight cake palette that Kimmy Poo, Kim's Happy Place, sent to me. We're going to be doing a collab video with this palette soon. Isn't this just so fun? I mean, it almost looks like a real cake. I love it. And look at the color story. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So pretty. And we even got the cake on the inside by the mirror. I mean, so fun. I cannot wait to try this palette. This is a palette I've wanted for a really long time. And Kim, I want to thank you again for sending me this beautiful palette. And the packaging really had me at a low. It really did. But I love the color story too. So it's kind of a win-win. Then we have the Suva Beauty Magic and Ecstasy palette. And look at how cool that artwork is. This reminds me of like a Salvador Dali painting. My mom was super into Salvador Dali paintings, and we had a book of his that she kept on our living room coffee table. And I loved to look through those pictures as a kid. And when Steph sent me this as well, Steph spoils me rotten with eyeshadow palettes. But when she sent this to me, I was like, ooh, that looks like a Salvador Dali painting. And if you look at the back, we've got some fun stuff here. The color story is absolutely gorgeous. We've got all these pressed glitters down here that actually work really well. They're gorgeous. And then this row of beautiful mattes up here too. And I've used this palette once, I think, right? I need to use it again. I did a collab with Marina and Steph using this palette, but I just think the artwork is so gorgeous. And Suva Beauty isn't a brand I hear talked about a lot on YouTube, at least the videos that I watch, but really impressed with the formula of this palette. Gorgeous. Then we have one from X&O Cosmetics. This is a US indie brand, and I just think the packaging is amazing. This is X&O Cosmetics with Beautiful Tragedy MUE Valkyrie palette, and she is just a badass Viking lady. I mean, she is who I want to be, or she is who I think I am. When I wake up in the morning, like I expect to get up and see her. And I kind of maybe do look a little bit like her in the mornings, but a much more disheveled, sad version of her in the morning. And this color story is just gorgeous. I love this color story. I love the cool shades, or the cool tone shades in here, and they're also really cool too. But I just think this is a really neat combination of shades. A lot of different things you can do with this smaller palette, which I love that. But yeah, I mean, you know, this really sold me. I saw Katie use this Make It For Last time, and that's why I picked this palette up, because she created such a beautiful look with it. But, you know, she's badass. She is such a badass. And then I have this one from Dido Cosmetics. This is the Athena palette, and she is just a warrior badass babe. Look at her. Beautiful. She is also who I think I am. Maybe not so much in the mornings when I wake up, but, you know. And this is such a beautiful color story too. This shade right here, I've already mentioned this, but this is my favorite shade in the palette. This beautiful foresty green, kind of satiny shimmer shade, and my stomach is growling again. I've got to eat before I film. That's it. That's a new rule in my life. But really fun brand. I do have the Venus palette. I was going to show that to you too, but I have a lot of palettes here, and we're going to be here for probably too long anyway. But that's a really pretty palette as well. I got that in a BoxyCharm. This one I picked up off the Ipsy shop, but isn't that just so cool? Now we have a couple from ColourPop. The first one was actually gifted to me from one of my amazing subscribers and friends, Tiramisu. This is the Child palette. This is not Baby Yoda. His name is Grogu, and I always screw it up and say Baby Yoda, and my husband's like, no, that's not who he is. But isn't that such a fun color story? Grungy, earthy. I have used this before on my channel. Love it. I did get the Sage the Day palette, and I was going to battle those palettes with each other. And I ended up giving the Sage the Day palette away to a friend before I could do that, because I just didn't like that palette. So happy that I have this one. Love this one way more than Sage the Day. Sage the Day was just kind of, I don't know, just didn't really love it. And then we have the Boston Celtics palette. Oh yeah, baby. Now I love the Boston Celtics, my favorite basketball team. And I love green eyeshadows, so this definitely fit the bill for me. I could kind of do without the more neutral shades. Or could I? I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have these two shades in here, but I don't know. I would have much rather have had two green shades too. This one's fine. I like that. That's a shimmer, and it's gorgeous. It looks white, but it's got this really pretty lime green shift to it. But, you know, fun palette. When you're a fan of a sports team, it's always fun to have something of that sports team in your makeup collection. Why not? That's just what I'm telling myself, because I don't want to look like a hypocrite and make myself look like I bought something just for the packaging. Now we have two from Rock and Roll Beauty, and Rock and Roll Beauty is going out of business, which that's a bummer because I love their palettes. This is the Death Leopard palette. Yeah, I love Death Leopard. I think that is the coolest packaging. Love it. And I love that it's shaped like a triangle. I've said this before, the color story threw me at first. I wasn't real thrilled with the color story, but now I am. I love it. I love the way the shadows perform. And so I kind of got over that weirdness. And I love the fact that the album cover of Hysteria, the album Hysteria, is on the inside of the palette. That is so freaking cool. And I haven't used this in a while, but really need to use it again because I just love it. It's so awesome. And then we also have the Ozzy Osbourne Bat Palette. Yeah, so cool. And Ozzy is on the inside of the palette. Love it. And then this color story is super cool. Love it. I think I've said super cool like 25 times. But yeah, really happy that I picked up this palette. The packaging did really sell me on this palette, but the color story is equally is awesome. So yay. Then we have the Melt Amore Mariposas palette that my dear friend Andy does stuff. She sent this to me. But that is such a cool palette cover. The butterflies, the roses, the anatomical heart, which I didn't know that's what it was for a very long time. I remember Ash said that. They're like, oh, I love the anatomical heart on the front. I'm like, ugh. And then we have butterflies on the back too. Beautiful. Love it. And just so blessed and honored that Andy sent this palette to me. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely blew me away. And look at the inside. So beautiful. Butterflies, beautiful color story, beautiful formula. This palette is a beautiful quality. Absolutely. Everything about it works so well. Blendability, pigmentation, everything. And yeah, just, I love this. I cherish this palette in my collection. Then we have this one from I Heart Revolution. Is that right? Yeah, I Heart Revolution. This is the Tasty Avocado palette. So cute. I love avocados. This is kind of soft, or I don't know what this is. It's like rubbery, I guess. I know that not everybody loves avocados, but I do. And I just think this is so cute. And I love this color story. I have not used this palette in so long. Really need to use this soon. So beautiful. Greens and browns and, you know, earthy, grungy, but some like light, bright shades in here too. So fun. Yeah, I love this. I used to have the ice cream, or no, not the ice cream, the coffee palette. I did give that away just because I really wasn't using it that much. But this one I just could not part with. I haven't used it in a long time, like I just said. But I just, you know, it's too cute to give away. Can't do it. And of course, I had to talk about the Club Nebula from Kaleidos Cosmetics in collaboration with Angelica Nikavist. Look at how fun that is. And it's, you know, thick. It's kind of heavy. I know that not everybody loves bulky packaging. I could care less. I don't care about bulky packaging. I mean, you know, it's not like I carry this with me to work every day. I could. Beautiful color story. Really lovely shimmer formula, very duochrome. Mattes are stunning. This is a limited edition palette. It is no longer available, which, ugh. I keep hoping, man, they're going to re-release this, but they're not. But isn't that just beautiful? My camera just doesn't do it justice. It's very, you know, like holographic looking. The writing and the artwork is just stunning. Love this palette. Now I have two palettes from Martine Cosmetics, which is a indie brand that's located in Belgium, not France. I thought it was a French indie brand. The website's in French. That totally confuses me. I think the brand owner is French. So this is the Mission XXX palette. Now, upon first glance, you might think, well, it's not really that exciting or eye-catching, but look at how, like, it's thick and it's kind of heavy, and this is like, it's got this cool texture to it, and the magnet is like super strong. I don't know, and I have really teeny hands, so it takes me forever to open it, but look at the color story. It's so unique, so beautiful, so fun. Just so many different options in here. And the Martine Cosmetics formula is spectacular. It is stellar. So I just think the packaging is really cool. And I like the box that it came in. The box is over there. I'm not going to get up and go get it, but the box is really cool. Came with this cute little card. You know, just really fun, really unique and different. Love that. And then the other one I have, let me find a place to sit this down. My desk is covered with palettes. This is the Martine Cosmetics 669. And this kind of too maybe doesn't look super exciting, but the Martine logo here is really cool. This is velveteen. It's got these really cool metal details on the edges of the corners of the palette. And then you got this cool clasp too. Like it looks really old fashioned, kind of antique-y. I just love that. And then we have this absolutely gorgeous, astounding color story. Love using this palette. And these two palettes, I have that weird thing where like, I want to let them to last forever, so I don't use them as often as I should. So dumb. But that's going to change because 6-month no-buy, I'm going to have a lot of time to use a lot of my palettes. Then we have this beauty from Lena Lashes, or Lena Beauty, I guess is what it says. Lena Beauty Cosmetics Lashes Skincare on the back. But I love that packaging. It is so incredibly beautiful and so eye-catching. And we can look at the back too. Just really fun. And it's thick and it's bulky, but again, I don't care. And then we have this little thing right here that you hold on to and you open it up like this. I always want to pull this thing up, but you don't do that. The mirror, I need to take the little sleeve off the front of it, but look how cool the color story is arranged, like a honeycomb, like a little beehive. Isn't that amazing? I just am like so blown away by how beautiful this palette is. I've used this before on my channel. I have not used it. Have I used it since then? I think maybe one other time. I've got to use this too. So again, this is going to be pulled into the rotation when I go on my 6-month no-buy. I might use this a few times, you know, maybe do a multiple look video with this. But yeah, it's just so fun. I just love it. Really a cool palette. Now we're down to the last palette. This is it, you guys. This is the P. Louise Watch the Queen Conquer palette. And my dear friend Danielle sent this to me. And you might look at this and think, well, it's just a big bulky palette. But look. You open it up and there's a chessboard on the inside covered with hearts. And just hold your horses here. There's 2 sides to this palette, if you haven't seen this before. We have this side, which is just stunning. Purples, pinks, kind of some peachy terracottas, I don't know, but gorgeous. And my lights are so bright that you can't really see how great the color story is. And then on this side, we have the earthy, fiery, grungy, just stunning. You can't see. Oh man, it's really bright. There we go. That's better. Isn't that so gorgeous? This shade right here, this one down at the very bottom here, that gold shimmer is my favorite in this entire palette. It's so freaking stunning. And I do have the box for this palette on my desk. It's behind like my film setup, and I will never take it off there. I love it. I just worship this palette. So happy that Danielle sent this to me. It's just a really great formula and quality, and there's so many different options in here, and I just need to use this more. So I really do think that 1 month, did I mention this on my last video? 1 month is just going to be a month where I'm just doing multiple looks videos, and that's it. And I really do think that I'm going to be using this. And you know, I know that multiple looks videos don't do well on YouTube. I don't care. I love doing them. They're really fun. I like to see what I can do with palettes. I don't know that I'm the most creative creator here on this platform. I'm not, but it's still really fun to get a palette out, especially a larger palette, and just create a bunch of looks with it. Put them together in a video and upload it, you know, fun. So I'd love to know if you guys have any of these palettes, what you think of the packaging. If you have other palettes in your collection that you just love the packaging of, please let me know about those palettes in the comment section. We can chat about that. I love to talk about makeup no matter what it is. I don't care. It could be the most minute detail. I will sit and talk about it for at least 3 hours. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section because I love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Drop it.